This is the Contixo F17 Plus drone. It features 18-minute flight time, low voltage battery alarm, it does stunts and rolls, it has a range of up to 1,000 feet, it has brushless motors, and it comes with a 4K Ultra action camera. So let's take a look at what's inside the box. Okay, so first of all I want to mention the box that this comes in is a really nice sturdy box that is great for transportation and for keeping everything all in one place. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside. So we have the drone here, and there's a 2-cell 2100 milliamp 25C LiPo battery with an XT30 connector. And here is the balance charger for that. There's some tools. Here we have the 4K action camera with the mounting bracket and the charging cable for that. So let's take a look at the drone itself. Here is the Contixo F17 with the brushless motors. There's the battery compartment with the XT30 connector. Here's the antenna for the receiver and a single LED right on the front there. So underneath the first layer of foam, we have the transmitter, which takes 4 AA batteries. We have the props, the legs, some landing gear, an extra set of props, and the prop guards. Okay, so the paperwork that comes with the drone is the quick start guide, the instruction manual for the F17, the instruction manual for the HD camera. You get a free gift by sharing. Don't know what that is. And something else that I wanted to point out is the warranty. You have 6 months parts and labor, and then 1 year limited parts. So that's pretty cool for a drone. And the quick start guide goes over basic setup for the battery, installing the landing gear and the prop guards, how to level the drone and bind it to the transmitter, and then calibrating, and the quick start and stop, and then also mounting the action camera as well. So taking a look inside the Contixo, so part of the setup is mounting the landing gear. So taking off this top cover is pretty easy to make that easy to do. And inside of here you can see the flight controller, the ESCs, which are for each of the motors, and this is the receiver for the signal. So it looks pretty nice and well put together. So let's take a look at what is under the cover. Part of this drone is, so let's take a look at what's under the cover. Part of the setup does require you to take off this cover here, which they make pretty easy to do. And then inside you can see the flight controller, the receiver, and the ESCs for each one of the motors, which is very nice. And then to put it back together, you simply just put it on and snap it right back on. So the first thing that you're going to want to do for the setup is put on these short legs. So there's 3 holes on the arm that line up with the leg. You're going to go ahead and put that on, and then the prop guard snaps right into place on top of that. And then you're going to take the screws with the included screwdriver and go ahead and tighten those down. And we'll go ahead and do that for all 4 of these here. And now we're going to go ahead and install the landing gear. So again, here there is a little stud right there on the leg and a hole for that to go into. And these are the screws that we're going to use to mount that. So we'll go ahead and put 2 screws in each one of those legs and get those into place. So the next step is installing the camera mount, which is a fixed gimbal that goes right here on the bottom of the quad. So we're going to go ahead and pop this top cover off here to access that. And then inside here there is a little rubber piece that pops right out. And then here is a metal washer that you just put right down into there. And then here is a hex screw that you're going to go ahead and place from the top down into there. And you can see it comes out the other side. And you're going to take your mount and the provided Allen wrench and tighten it up. And there's your mount. So what you're going to want to do with this camera in the mount ahead of time is put it in the mount, because what that does is it actually holds the camera in place there. And then you'll just slide that onto the mount on the drone and use the thumb screw to hold that in place. And then what you can do from there, this is a standard GoPro style mount, so you can use GoPro mount if you prefer, but you can angle the camera to whatever orientation you want it to be. Now you'll notice the camera is upside down, so we'll have to go into the menu and change the orientation of that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and bind the drone to the transmitter, and I do like to do this with the props off just as a safety measure in case something happens. So what we're going to do is hold the start and stop button down and power on the transmitter, and you'll see the light blink and it's waiting for the drone to turn on. So we're going to go ahead and put in the battery and plug in the XT30 connector. And you'll get a confirmation from the transmitter that it connected, and then the lights will stop blinking on the drone itself. So another thing we could do here with it on the bench, as long as you have a level bench, we can go ahead and calibrate the gyroscope, which to do that is simply holding the joysticks down and to the right. And you'll see it blink, which means it was successfully calibrated. So now we can go ahead and take this outside and see how it flies. I'm here to fly the Contixo F17 Plus drone. I got a big open field behind me, so I'll try to get some pretty good footage. It's a little bit breezy today. I don't know if you can tell the flag blowing back there, but it shouldn't be a problem for the brushless motors that this drone has. So let's get it set up and take off and see how it does. Alright, so the first thing we're going to need to do before we take off is put the props on. So you'll notice on the props there's an A prop and a B prop, and on the arm you have the same indicator right next to the motor. And the A props on this is reverse thread. Now the reason for that is these are self-locking nuts. So the A motors spin in one direction and the B motors will spin in the opposite direction. So as they're spinning, due to the orientation of the thread, it will actually tighten the nuts. Now on these props, the nuts are built right up into them, which is kind of nice because then you're not having to use any type of tool. You can actually finger tighten these because as the drone's running, they're tightening up and not loosening up. So go ahead and get all of these installed. And there we go. And we'll get ready to take off. Alright, so the order of pairing this drone is you're going to want to turn the transmitter on first, and then you'll plug in the XT30 connector, and the transmitter will beep, which indicates that it was connected. And then you're going to want to, before any flight, it's recommended to calibrate the gyroscope. So again, what we're going to do is hold down both joysticks down to the right. And what you didn't see is the LEDs underneath the front arms here blinked, which indicated it did successfully calibrate. So we're going to go ahead and take off. One thing you might notice is this waterproof case for the Contixo camera. This is one that I have. It does not come with the drone, but I wasn't sure what weather I was going to be running into today, so I brought this along with me. This is a cheap upgrade, and obviously it works with the Contixo drone. So I can leave a link to that down in the description. So let's go ahead and take off and see how this flies. Okay, so to start off, what we're going to do on the transmitter is you want to make sure your throttle joystick is all the way down when starting the drone. And then all you have to do is press the start-stop button and it will start the propellers. So we will go ahead and take off. Okay, so we are starting off in standard flight mode, which is a standard speed. So we will try to get some smooth footage. There's a little bit of wind, so I am trimming the drone. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is put the drone into sport mode, which will be faster and more agile. So I already notice a huge difference going through the wind. When in sport mode, it is going to be a little less stable due to the faster motion. The range on this drone is really good as well. As you can see, we are in a big open field, so there is not much interference, but I am flying pretty far out without losing any performance at all. While we are here, why don't we do some flips and rolls? It is nice to have the option to take the camera off, put it into sport mode, and go really fast and do some flips and tricks. This drone is a great practice drone for sport flying and for getting comfortable with acrobatic moves. Okay, so the low voltage indicator starts going off. We're going to come in, get close to the ground, drop the throttle to kill the motors, and then press and hold the start and stop button to turn it off. And there we have it. Overall, I am very impressed with the Contixo F17 Plus. It's a great drone for beginners or somebody who just wants to get some good quality 4K footage at a reasonable price. It comes with the camera, the brushless motors, and the 2S battery are nice features as well. So I will leave a link down in the description on where you can purchase this. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and yeah, I hope you enjoy, and please like and subscribe if you would like to see more videos. Thank you.